Oh my god. Oh my god. Yo. Oh, it has been a while until I have watched an episode that felt like 5 minutes. Fairy Tale Zero. Oh my god. This episode of Fairy Tale Zero. Oh, I have so much emotions going through my mind right now. It's just like overflowing with emotions in this episode of Fairy Tale Zero. That ending, that middle, that beginning, this whole episode was just such a good episode. By far, one of my favorite episodes. I know I say this every episode of Fairy Tale Zero, but like Fairy Tale Zero is by far one of my favorite seasons or arcs in the Fairy Tale series. It's just so good. So this episode, we see Yuri and this dragon rampaging throughout the city. Like he rampaging throughout this town. He's just going ape shit crazy throughout this town. And we see Mavis trying to basically stop Yuri. Her resolve to stop Yuri is never faltering because Yuri, to her, they're friends. They are comrades. They're somebody that Mavis has taken off this island. Yuri took Mavis off this island to see the world, to experience the world in a new light. And Mavis appreciates that. She doesn't care about the Tendril Jade no more. She don't care about that. She just wants Yuri. And what she does is, we see that this flashback between Zeref and Mavis, and apparently Mavis, we didn't really know what her magic was, what she really learned. We found out that she learned some black magic from Zeref. Oh my god, she learned some black magic from Zeref. That's why Zeref and Mavis are so similar. They are really similar characters in the sense that they know black magic. They're like ancient. So we see Mavis having like this whole moment with Zero on the back of this little dragon thing with Yuri Dragon, right? And she do an illusion to attract Yuri to a certain spot with these gold coins, using the illusion, and we see her do this move called Law. Now I am pretty sure this is Fairy Law that Fairy Tail has always been talking about. Fairy Law. I'm not sure if we actually saw it in action, but she just said Law. She uses a black magic, a strong ass black magic, a really strong black magic that basically you can see it from miles away. Like the next town over saw the light of this magic. Basically, it disintegrated the dragon, and it was Law. Like it would destroy anything that is evil, anything that is good inside the user's eyes. But Zeref warned Mavis that if she she had to use it within 10 years. And if she used it before then, it would be some major consequences. So after she used this, the dragon disintegrates. Yuri is basically out of this dragon. He's back to his own self. The Tendril Jade shatters and breaks, so that's no more. And Mavis is inside a coma, or sleeping, unconscious, knocked out for a very long time. And the townspeople are going crazy. They're like, this little girl saved us. Like, we need to show our gratitude. She saved us from these monsters going hip-shape crazy. What can we do? So they get a whole bunch of doctors coming in, trying to analyze and examine Mavis' condition. And they couldn't do shit. The doctor was like, we can't do anything. We do not know what's wrong. And then we get the specialists that come in. And basically it tells us that Mavis is a vampire. I mean, we already know this because we know that Mavis was inside this lacrima and she was there. Like, she know that she was preserved. She's a vampire. She's alive. And we do know that Mavis and Zeref are basically immortals. We know that. Like, if you follow up with the Fairy Tale and you know the cues, like I said, Mavis and Zeref. No, shit, not Mavis. Mavis and Zeref are basically. They're very similar in the sense that the power, their stature, the way they are, and the affiliation with Fairy Tail, things like that, they're very similar. No, Mavis is a vampire. She is a vampire. Oh my god, I'm just so excited about this episode. And after this out, they said she can't age, she won't mature, so she'll be alive forever, which I don't really have a problem with. I'm not a pervert, but I personally like Mavis. She's one of my favorite characters in Fairy Tail. She is my favorite character in Fairy Tail, to be honest. And I actually like Mavis, so I'm not like, I know she's gonna be a lolly forever, so I'm really fine with that. It would be necessary to mature a little bit, but let me get my purple side out of that. But by the end of it was I knew the ending of this already, because I peeked a little here into the chapter. I read some of the chapters of Fairy Tail, but it was just nice seeing this really play out. We found out, like I said before, in like episode 2 of Fairy Tail, that Zara is not real. She is not real. She is an illusion. But this whole time, like, Yuri is the one who basically told Mavis this. He was like, Mavis, it's about Zara. I didn't tell you something about Zara. I can't see her. I can't hear her. Warwick can't hear her. Pierce can't hear her. See her. Nobody can see or hear Mavis. Nobody can perceive. No, sorry, Zara. Nobody can perceive Zara except you, Mavis. She said, Zara is an illusion that you created. Now, like I said, I did peep a little to it, but I didn't really look into it into detail. Now, this is just crazy how Mavis' illusion powers are so strong when she doesn't even know herself. Like, she created this illusion that basically a very strong illusion. Like, if you watch Naruto, it's like a shadow clone jutsu. Shadow clone, they disperse, but then like Naruto has his shadow clones, is that really hard to take down, and they like basically like they can be real people, his shadow clones. That's how strong Mavis' illusion was with Zara. Basically, it was so real to her that she didn't even know there was an illusion. Like, she can touch Zara and everything. So it was like, just show to the extent of her powers. Now, what questions that I brought up is, how long did she know this illusion magic? Because baby, I don't think she knew any type of magic at all when Zara died. Because we now know that Zara died. Like, if you didn't catch on, Zara is dead. Like, that's why nobody can hear her, nobody can see her. Only Mavis can perceive her. We know that Zara is dead. And Mavis, at the time when Zara died, during this death from like 8 something years ago, how many years ago it was, really didn't know any magics. And for her to have Zara there is really confusing. Like, did she learn this magic and then Zara popped up and like she grew with her, or like while she was growing up? And like, what happened to Zara's body? Like, did it disappear? Like, did it decompose and she was just there and she was like, oh, here goes, forget that body, like, have this illusion. So like the aspect of this, like, it's really confusing in that aspect. Like, how did this body come? Like, how did Mavis not know that Zara was there when she actually has a body, when we know that Zara's an illusion? But like, where did this body go? Well, how does Mavis not know this? And Mavis is really shocked by that. Like, that last couple minutes, like, it just made me like, oh shit, like, damn. Such a good episode of Fairy Tail, guys. Fairy Tail Zero, you're definitely keeping up with it. I mean, I know some people say that Fairy Tail has some problems going on. I know Chibi reviews said Fairy Tail in like these later chapters have some problems going on with it, but I know Fairy Tail Zero cease to entertain me. It's just so good. Now, I know y'all might say I'm hype, like I'm a fanboy hype, and y'all might unsubscribe to me, but Fairy Tail Zero, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just so good. This episode was so good. It was such a great episode. Just go watch it if you didn't watch it. If I didn't review it, just go fly, little butterflies. Just go. Just pause this review. Go. That's Fairy Tail Zero. So good, guys. It has been a Veer from Otaku Logic, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of Fairy Tail Zero.